Welcome to the Math Record. Today I'll be covering the ICTM Regional 2019 Division AA Junior Senior 8-person. It's basically just like the freshman sophomore 8-person, but now for juniors and seniors. I'll be splitting up this contest into two parts. The first part, which I'll be covering questions 7, 9, and 13, and the second part, which I'll be covering 17, 18, and 19. Okay, as usual, I'll take a minute to scroll down for all 20 questions. Okay, and that's all 20. Okay, let's begin with number 7. Two sides of a triangle are 20 and 19, and the tangent of the angle between these two sides is 11 over 60. Triangle Q has the same two sides, but the angle between is quadruple the original angle. Triangle D has the same two sides, but the angle between is double the original angle. Determine the ratio of triangle Q to triangle D. So basically, let's just say we have an original triangle, and its side lengths are 19 and 20, and the angle between them is theta. And we know that tangent of theta is equal to 11 over 60. So that's what they gave us in the first sentence. And now in the second sentence, they gave us that there's a triangle Q, and that's Q, and it has the same two sides, so it's 19 and 20, but has quadrupled the angle, so 4 theta. And now we also have another triangle, which we call triangle D. It has the same two sides, 19 and 20, but it has double the angle, so 2 theta. And we need to find the area of Q to D. So what we need to do first is know that the formula of a triangle to get its area is just the two side lengths multiplied together, so 19 times 20 times sine of the angle between them, so sine of 4 theta over 2. And that's for triangle Q. Now for triangle D, it's going to be 19 times 20 times sine of 2 theta divided by 2. And that is, I'll just label this as Q, so it's area Q, and angle and D for area of a triangle D. So we just need to find the ratio, so we just need to divide Q by D. So Q divided by D cancel out the 19, cancel out the 20s, and cancel out the 2's. So all we have to do is just find the ratio between sine of 4 theta divided by sine of 2 theta. Okay, so let's find that. So we really don't need the diagrams anymore. And we just need to find this value. So we already know we don't know what theta is, but we know what the value of like a tangent theta equals 11 over 60. So let's think about this. So what is sine of 4 theta? Well, if you know your trig identities, we know that sine of 2 theta is equal to 2 times sine of theta times cosine of theta. So it's basically just this angle split in half and then multiplied by 2. So we're going to do it for this one, which is going to be 2 times sine of 2 theta, because it splits in half, and then cosine of 2 theta. And then that's over sine of 2 theta. So we see a sine of 2 theta on the top and bottom, so let's cancel that out. So we just need to find 2 times cosine of 2 theta. So we don't know anything about 2 theta, but we could get theta. So cosine of 2 theta also has another identity, which is basically either 2 cosines 2 theta minus 1. I mean 2 times cosine squared of theta minus 1. Or we could have 1 minus sine, or 1 minus, 1 minus 2 times sine of sine squared theta. So we could choose one or the other. It doesn't really matter which one. And I'm just going to stay with cosine because it just looks neater. So we have 2 times this value, which is 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. And now we just need to find cosine of theta. So looking at this, we can make a right triangle. And that's 90, and this is theta. And we know tangent of theta, so opposite over adjacent, is 11 over 60. So now we can use the Pythagorean theorem, or if you know your Pythagorean triples, it's the 11, 60, 61 triangle. So to get the cosine of theta, that's just 60 over 61. So cosine of theta equals 60 over 61. Now we can just plug this into this equation. So that'll be cosine squared theta. So that is 60 squared, which is 3,600, and 61 squared, which is 112, and then 36 to 37. So this number, 3,600 over 3,721. And then we need to multiply by 2, minus 1, and then multiply by 2. So this is going to be kind of ugly, but we just take a while to solve this. Okay, so all we need to do now is simplify. So this is 7,200 over 3,721, and then we need a minus of 1. So that will give us so to get this number to a 4,000, that's 279. So that's 4,000, so that will give us 3,200. So add 3,200, so that's 3,479. And now we need to multiply that by 2 over 3,721. So that's a 18, 1, 14, 15, 8, 9, and 6, 9, 6, 9, 5, 8, 3, 7, 2, 1. And that is your answer for number 7, 6,958 over 3,721. Okay. Number 9. A bag A contains 3 white and 4 black pebbles. So we have bag A. So we have 3 white and we have 4 black. Okay. And now we have bag B, and it contains 5 white and 2 black pebbles. A pebble is randomly drawn from A, so from A, and it's placed into B, so one goes to B. A pebble then a pebble then is randomly drawn from bag B and is white. Okay, so determine the probability that the pebble transferred from A was black. So we know that, so they're asking what is the probability that the pebble that was transferred was black, given that we know that it's white. So, okay, given that we got what we got from the bag is white. So what's the probability? So we need to find the probability of it being black that was transferred over the probability that was given that it's white. Okay, so what's the probability that it's given white? Well, if we take a black marble in here, right, what's the probability of getting a black? Well, that is 4 out of 7. So if one black goes in here, that means we have 5 white and 3 black. So what's the probability of giving a white? So it's given white. So that's 5 out of 8. Okay, so that's only when they're given a black and then you get a white. What happens if you give a white and then you get a white? So that's 3 out of 7 now. And now you have one more white, so that's 6 white and 2 black. So the probability of getting a white is 6 out of 8. So those are the two possibilities, so we add them together. So out of those two possibilities, which ones are the ones that was transferred black? Well, it was only this one, right? So that was just 4 out of 7 times 5 over 8. And now we could do some math. So we see 7 and 8 on the bottom of everything, so we could just cancel those out. So 4 times 5 is 20. And this one's also 20. And this one is 18. So let's just divide by 2 because they're all even. So that's 10 and that's 9. So that is just 10 over 10 plus 9, which is 19. So your probability is 10 over 19. And that's it for number 9. Okay. So you just got to keep track of your probabilities. And now number 13. Determine the sum of all integral values for x so that k is also an integer when this is k is equal to this. So we know x has to be integer and k has to be integer. So let's simplify this. So we could multiply for the numerator. We know that the denominator, the LCM, has to be 2 times x squared. So then in the numerator, it will be x squared over plus a 2x plus a 5 over 2x squared, all divided by, so I'm just simplifying right now. So on the bottom, we also know it's 2x squared, so that's going to be x, and that's going to be plus a 4 over 2x squared. So the 2x squared cancel each other out, and we get x squared plus 2x plus 5 over x plus 4. So now we want to put this in an easier term to think about. So if we divide this, how do we gonna? So we know that we're gonna have to get a linear term. So we have x, and then Okay, so this is a plus 4. To get a plus 2, we need to subtract 2 away. So we subtract 2 plus, and then we have x plus 4. So I'm just rewriting this in a different way. So if we multiply this x minus 2 times x plus 4, that's x squared, minus 2x plus 4x, that gets plus 2x, so it gets this term and this term. And then negative 2 times plus 4 is negative 8. So to get a 5, we got to add a 13. So this thing is just the same thing as this. So I just rewrote it in a different way, so it'd be easier to think about. So if we put any integer for x, this part is going to become an integer. So all we need to do is just realize what part of this would make an integer. So that will only happen if this bottom part is a factor of 13. So a factor of 13 will only be negative 1, negative 13, 1, and 13. So this bottom has to be negative 1. That means that'll be negative 3 for x. Or if it's negative 13, that means x has to be negative 17. Or if the bottom has to be 1, then it has x equals negative 3. I mean, sorry. If there has to be negative 1, this is negative 5. And then this one is negative 3. Sorry about that. And if this is 13, we got to add a 9. So these are all the 4 possibilities. So add them up together so we could get our answer for 13. So that's negative 22, negative 25 plus a 9. That's negative 16. And it's your answer for number 13. And that covers number 7, number 9, and number 13. Okay, and I'll show you the answers for all 20 questions. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you maybe in the next part of this year.